Greetings, I am Archangel Michael. I come to be with you at this time, in these moments, as many things are changing across the planet. Many of your brethren, many of your brothers and sisters, friends, and relatives do not know what you know. They do not understand that everything that is changing for good. It is changing for the light. Even though darkness seems to be seeping out more and more to those that are not ready to see and feel the light and know the truth. But the truth is indeed coming forward. And as you continue to move on through your life, through each and every moment going forward, know that the path that you are on is diverging. You are diverging off in one path. You are taking that path of the old, less traveled. You have been doing that most, if not all of your life. You were destined to be on that road, on that path. Yes, you have veered off from time to time, but now you find yourself fully on that path to ascension. Whereas the other path diverging off, where some of your friends, your brothers, your sisters, family members are, yes, diverging off into other directions, not following the path that you are following. But that is okay, because they are following their own road, their own path, the one they must travel, because it is their path. Just as you are on yours, they are on theirs, and they are learning the lessons perhaps that you have already learned. And it is okay for you to give them space, just as you want them to give you space. You want to be able to live your life as you want to live it, just as they need to do that as well. So do not try to convince anyone that is not ready for it. But if they show even an inkling of desire to open up to the various truths that are out there, then it is time for you to open up to them. But not until they ask for it, because if you attempt to give them information they are not ready for, they will just simply close off even more than they were previously. Just as you did throughout your life when you heard things to you that were untruth, that did not follow the path that you were on. And when you heard those things, you turned off to those messages. They are turning off to the messages now, for they are continuing to be in their comfort zones, because that is all they have known. And many are not ready to awaken, and that is okay, because in their time, in their moment, they will find the opening. Just as you found that opening, whether it was the harmonic convergence that many of you found yourselves awakening in those moments, as the entire race of man in various ways awakened at that time. And, of course, in your 2012 time period when many more awakened, and are continuing to awaken now throughout this decade and into the 2020 decade, many more shall awaken. Many more shall move off of the path that they are finding themselves on now, and moving toward the path that you are on. They also will be taking the road less traveled when they are ready for it. Diverging paths, that is what is happening now. And there is nothing, and no thing, that you can do at this point to change that. Try as hard as you can, you will continue to find yourselves up against what you call a brick wall. So do not even attempt to do so, unless they are ready for it. And again, more and more shall be ready to find the truth for themselves, to begin to research, just as many of you have been doing, to literally look for the truth, because they will find more and more that everything they have learned throughout their life has kept them in that comfort zone, and they are now ready to break free from the matrix. Just as you have all taken that red pill, they too will be ready to also take that red pill. So be patient with them, but more importantly, be patient with yourself, and let everything continue to evolve. Let everything continue to come forth in truth, in light, in love, because that is the way of the new expression of the higher earth, higher God self-earth. Let everything continue to move along. I leave you now at this time, in these moments, as things begin to more and more accumulate, more and more multiply. Momentum is on your side. Momentum is continuing forward. Just let it do so. And know that everything now at this point is leading to a grand crescendo. I am Archangel Michael, and I leave you in love, and peace, and oneness. Continue on, my friends. Continue on. Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Hum. Greetings to you. One who serves here. Shoshana is here. And we are ready to continue with this process that was started some time ago. And we continue to offer these services. Offer what we can to bring you guidance here. Guidance with your questions. Guidance with those things that you are grappling with at various times throughout your life. And will continue to do so for yet a little bit more time. But know that everything is indeed speeding up, and is coming closer and closer to what has been called the finish line. Are you there at the finish line? No, maybe not yet, but you are approaching it very much more and more here. No you, only you, but you as a collective you, as the collective consciousness of mankind. So be ready, for things are certainly going to begin to heat up more and more here, as the truth comes flooding forward. Be ready. We are ready for your questions if you have any now. Would there be any questions here for one who serves in Shoshana? Guest, I have a question. Can you hear me? OWS. Yes, we hear you. Guest, do you know if all the members of this group are in the fourth dimension, or just entering it, or in the middle of it? I am just wondering where they are. OWS. You are where you think you are at any given point in time, wherever you feel you are at any given point. So sometimes you are in the matrix. You are in the third dimensional illusion going about your lives just as everyone else is, finding yourselves trapped, very much trapped within that illusion of separation here. And then there are times when you are more in a fourth dimensional expression, more alive in the higher reality of your being, coming closer and closer to that fifth dimensional expression of yourselves where you are even more alive, more knowing of who you are, and that fuller connection with your higher God self and the source within you. So you are all moving at various points throughout those three areas. You might say, those three levels of frequency vibration. More and more of you, though, are finding yourselves less and less in the third dimensional expression and in the higher fourth, and even often in the fifth dimension. When you feel those times of great bliss, and you have no idea of where it is coming from, that is when you are in the higher fifth dimensional expression. And other times you are going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Shoshana, do you have anything to add? Shoshana, Joanna Higher Self, channeled by Joanna McConnell. We cannot add to this. OWS, very good. Was this sufficient for you, dear one? Guest, I guess I sort of want to know how to tell. But then again, that my analytical mind just saying, okay, I in the fourth. No, I in the fifth. OWS. Yes, just be where you are. That all you need to do. Just be who you are and where you are at any given moment, and you will find yourselves in exactly the place you need to be. Okay, guest. Okay, OWS. Would there be other questions here? Guest, I have a question. OWS. Yes, guest. We were speaking during our discussion about people getting the fake COVID inoculation vaccine, and how most of the people that are getting this fake COVID have been vaccinated. And we have been hearing a lot that a lot of these political leaders, I'm not going to get specific. We know the names of a lot of the leaders in Congress, and various celebrities are getting COVID and they are saying, thank God I've been vaccinated. There is news going around that maybe this is the kind of indication that maybe some of these people are collected or detained, or even arrested. Are you willing to broach on that? OWS. What we can tell you is, you are already on the right track here. What you have been hearing is very accurate in many respects. When you hear of those ones that are coming down with this virus, even though it is not even that plentiful anymore at this point, and you might wonder, why are they coming down with it? Or many across the planet may be wondering that. Why are these ones coming down with it? And it is indeed, as you have been hearing, that they have been, we will not say arrested directly here, but they have been detained, we will say here, in various ways. And this is going to continue to happen more, and more, and more. And at some point, the floodgates shall open and the truth will come flooding out from all different directions. That is where you are heading right now in these moments. Get ready for it. It is coming. The truth is indeed coming forward. And as we say, the floodgates are going to open up. Okay, Shoshana, we agree. OWS, very good guest. Thank you. That a wonderful confirmation. That what I feel as well. Thank you so much. OWS. Yes. Would there be other questions here? Guest. I have a question. One who serves. OWS. Yes. Guest. In my understanding, what I kind of understand about the solar flash coming, I believe it was said by many that the dark that was on the planet had to kind of be eradicated, had to be gone more or less, the majority of it. So I know we are hearing that, and we are there, pretty close. So that solar flash is pretty much imminent, pretty close as well. And Archangel Michael was just speaking of how the ascension will all occur during those moments. He never said the solar flash, but I believe that what he was speaking of. So is that when it will be, when we all ascend, during that solar flash? That my question. OWS. What we will tell you is the solar flash, as you are speaking about here, or the event, as it has been called, or the changeover, is largely dependent on man consciousness. Not only those of the dark ones being rounded up, you might say, but also the consciousness of man rising more and more here. That is what is holding off the event yet at this point here, the solar flash. That the consciousness of man across the planet must raise to a higher vibrational frequency en masse, more so here. So that is what is holding that off. As far as the solar flash being the ascension, no, the solar flash comes, and then the ascension begins to go into full swing. You might say here that is the prelude to your more full ascension process. You are in the process now, but that will catapult you into much higher vibrational rate at that point. Shoshana, do you have anything to add? Shoshana, we cannot add to this. OWS, very good. Was this sufficient for you? Guest, it was. But one more thing too, when all the truths are to surface for the population to take in, that will also raise their consciousness, right? Will that be like a quickening there possibly? OWS. Yes, for those who are ready for these truths. There will be those who are not ready for it, that will fight it. They will do everything they can to stay within their comfort zone because they are not ready for the changes. But then there will be many who will be catapulted into those changes. Guest, very good. Thank you. OWS. Yes. Would there be other questions here? No. Then very good. We are ready then to release channel. Shoshana, do you have any parting message? Shoshana, we do not. OWS. Very good. Then we just simply say to you that be ready, stay ready, for things are going to begin to, what you might call, percolate more and more here as these days and weeks and months continue to slide by, as you are finding it, as, indeed, time is appearing to speed up more, and more, and more. Shanti, peace be with you. Be the one.